All right. So let's talk a little bit about the. We just talked about the crawling is usually too slow and should be reserved for special occasions when you really don't have a choice. But when you're developing, we do bolder, more adventurous moves, all sorts of big jumps, large knights, jumps, anything. Just not the crawl. But in this case, let's take a look at how to keep the game more stable tactically and not to collapse. Um, I think a lot of it comes down to just watching your cutting points, because the more cutting points you have, it's like this danger meter that goes up every time you get an extra cutting point. And then at some point when you get 2 cutting points, maybe okay. 3 cutting points, okay, it's already in the orange area. But when you get like 4 or 5 cutting points, it goes into this red zone. And at some point, you know that when you have too many, your opponent is just going to cut all of them. You're going to be separated into pieces, and something will collapse. And that's inevitable. Even the strongest player is going to collapse. Not just you, anybody is going to collapse because too many weaknesses. So you need to realize that earlier, and you see that, oh, okay, I have many cutting points. Let me fix one of them. So you're white, and at this point, actually, your opponent has some cutting points. You see them?
Actually, yes, he's got E15.
Yes, yes. So uh, watching cutting points like the ones you have and the ones your opponent has, that's the tactical sharpness that you need. You need to be always aware that yes, there is the big point somewhere there. Yes, there is the big corner there. Yes, I can approach the corner. Yes, I can extend locally, but you need to be watching like this uh, falcon, watching this. Where my does my opponent have any weaknesses? And yes, he does. He should probably at this point, after this, black should probably fix something like this to make sure that now, or maybe something like that. Beautiful shape, no problems. But black pushes, and there's a problem. If you play e15 now, what's going to happen?
Going to lose. Um, he'll probably connect at D15, and he's going to lose the stone that's at F15.
Sounds like the Beatles song. He's gonna lose that stone. He's gonna lose that stone. Yes, he's gonna lose that stone. Yes, he's gonna lose some of either 2 stones or 1 stone. Yeah. So when you cut, either this way, which is great, or uh, this way, which is maybe even better. I don't know which one is better, but they're both pretty good. And that would have been, of course, the best a scenario, which immediately puts you in the lead in the game. I agree. This move, or actually, this one. Why capture so passively? I mean, yes, it's kind of like what we talked about in the previous game. Remember when I said don't make the obvious move? That stone is already kind of inside your area, so there's no need to get scared and capture it in the most determined, in the most passive way possible. You can absolutely keep extending, and even if you forget about the cutting points that black has, black is very unlikely to start running with that stone right now, because black is running inside your area. And actually, where? If you just prevent black from running away, then where's black running? All of that is your area at the top, so nowhere to run. To run, black would need to maybe approach first, threaten to run, and then run later. But this will give you time to protect if necessary. So that's cutting point. And even now, one, two, three already. 3 cutting points. Well, one of them is fatal, the e15, but also 3. So black is not watching the cutting points right now, and you could be using that. Okay, so black is trying this, but it doesn't work. So all of this is mistakes, mistakes, mistakes for black. Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. But this move is kind of almost urgent here on the left, even though this is a very, very big point. But it's this always this kind of comparison between what is more urgent. Is it just big or is it urgent? For example, if you now go to approach the corner or take the corner, those are very, very big points, but they're not urgent. That one, or rather with a square, that one is a lot more urgent because if black protects it, it's going to be gone and you won't be able to get that attack. But on the left, what is the move that we typically want to play in the lower left corner?
If it's white's move?
Yeah, and it is white's move right now. So black just pushed here. What do we typically do?
B7.
And that is what everybody tries at some point in their Go career. Everybody tries this move, and let's try it. Let's try it now, so that you never try it in the game. When you play B7, how do you think black is going to respond to this?
I think he's going to cut C7.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then how will you respond to this?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Immediately, bro. It becomes apparent that it's a problem like right after the cut, because now if you help these stones, black's just gonna take that one. So you have to help that one. But how? You extend. This move is threatening the 2 stones, so we need to protect. And now black takes the left stones. No way to run. You run, black extends, and you're running toward the black strong position. So you cannot make 2 eyes there. So this. Oh, black will just block you, and the stones are dead. So those white stones will just die there, and that's it. That's the end of story. And that's why you should never, ever play this move, because it creates cutting points again. At this point, you already have 1. And now if you create another one, that's 2, and that's already too many in this position.
Okay, so let's just extend.
And that is the only move, yes. That is the only move. Whenever black pushes on the second line, you should be content with the feeling that, okay, black is pushing on the second line, making 1 point at a time. So black is not happy doing this. So, and you should be then happier like extending on the third line above him and getting more and more wall, more influence. So that is the move, yes. And the reason I'm telling you that like such a move is very nice to make is if we imagine and swap this stone for a black stone, and immediately the result looks like black is getting a lot of points, black is getting out of the corner, and black seems to be nicely connecting to the wall. All of black stones seem to be just working together at this point.
Yeah.
And that's why it's just it's a very good rule of thumb that in this kind of Sansan 3-3 invasion Joseki, in any of those Josekis, whenever your opponent starts pushing on the second line, you just extend. So when this happens, you extend. If black wants to push again, extend again. As many times as black wants, because this crawling is really, really not happy. If black does this, that is kind of insane, because black is getting 1 point at a time and giving you a wall that completely negates everything that black has been building so far. So why is black doing this? And even this move already, it is going in that direction and kind of reducing the power of that wall. And even if it gives black the time to go back and fix it, this is the move that you're going to play, this one or this one, right? The double Atari.
Yeah.
But even if black fixes it now, this is a gote move. Black goes back to fix, spends an extra move, makes no points, just protects. And this gives you time to play a big opening move, for example, where?
Up in that upper right corner.
Sure, yeah, upper right corner. Play upper right corner. Or potentially even you have a wall in the lower left, so you can make an extension from the wall.
Extend from there.
Something like this, which is like an extension and an approach, an attack to the corner at the same time. So yeah, this could have been a very nice result for white. So you do this, take capture, and again, how many cutting points does black have?
Oh, a bunch.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a difficult situation. Even if you don't want to cut right now, but you should know that probably something is wrong. Because instead of 2 points of what the black had before, now black has 4. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So, and as soon as you start cutting, something is probably going to collapse. Like, for example, I don't know, you cut this one. And if black starts running with that stone, then
now you can do E13.
You can do all sorts of, you can do all sorts of magical things. You do this one, and now
G13.
Yes, and now double Atari, and so many cutting points, and the ship collapsed. Everything is terrible. So that's how somebody's game can collapse, because the number of cutting points becomes critical. Black's number of cutting points was critical here. Very bad, but you didn't do anything about it. And then, all right, this happens. And this is where your cutting points begin to emerge. Now you have these. And that is another demerit of you not extending at c7. Because now the black played c7 first. Black is not only making points, but creating you weaknesses. If we go back and imagine you playing here, that is a whole different story. No cutting, only one cutting point, but impossible to use because you just take that stone and it's gone. So now you have 2, still 2. You do this one, now you have 3, and it's time to start watching it. This is when yes, but first of all, this is endgame, this is second line, and you have 3 cutting points. So right now, I would go and protect one of them. Let's find a way to make a beautiful shape and protect some cutting points. How can we do that? So we have this one, and this one, and this one.
Yeah, let's go to E6.
E6. Okay, yes, something like that is looks very nice. E6. Yeah, it's a tiger's mouth, and it kind of protects everything because this one becomes impossible. This one is now impossible because of this, and this one is possible, but then it's a ladder, so also impossible. Yeah, so this move pretty much protects everything. Whatever you could do this one, you can do this one maybe even, which is protecting one, but kind of by strengthening one, it strengthens the overall structure. And yes, black could now cut and extend, but this is a favorable fight that should be okay for you, because you just keep those 2 stones under control. Black starts running, you start running, and Black is just making you territory by running. So this fight is not interesting for black. Black is not getting anything out of it and just giving you points. But yeah, certainly any move will do. This one, it will do. This, and this is some tactical complications that you know. Like, you know that this stone is captured. We've seen this multiple times. And so there's no need to try and somehow make it uncaptured. It is captured. There's no question about it. It's the classic stone in Atari on the second line, going down to the first. So no way to save it. And that means that even this cut is probably wrong. If you want to threaten those two stones, how can you do that without cutting?
B2.
Oh yeah, yeah. Simple. B2. Black has to connect, and then you go and play somewhere else. Maybe this, still. When you keep all your shapes under control like this, your cutting points are all, you notice them, you saw that you have some, and then you protect. That makes your shape so good that it's impossible for your position to collapse. And you can only collapse when you neglect your cutting points and you get more and more and more of them, and at some point your opponent goes cutting. So you do this and you do this, and this is another one of those cuts, and the same thing. Black just takes it, so no reason to cut. And then you play away, but you have still a number of cutting points. Okay, and then black cuts. And that's how it starts getting more complicated. There is no way to capture those two stones. So you try this, but such moves, they rarely work. This is a move that looks like a magical Tsuji, but if it's not going to work, your position will just collapse. So it's better to now choose that you have A and B. Your position is now split into two, and you need to choose one of them and protect right now. And then the other one you'll have to protect later. So you protect A or B. Black is going to attack the other one, and then you'll protect that one as well. That's kind of the idea. This one is like, it's protecting neither. It's just going to like it's do or die sort of move. You do it, and if it works, maybe the two stones will die. If not, everything will collapse. So be careful with it. How can we maybe strengthen the A stones? How can we help the A stones?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to get in trouble with, but E4.
E4. E4 is an extension. Again, can we do something that is a bit more, again, just like we talked in the previous game, something.
All right, F3.
Okay, that is nicer, because moves like these or like these, you do this one. Of course, black is going to extend, yes, but the white shape is still not out of this pickle yet. It feels like you still cannot play away, because then black will keep attacking and the white shape is still collapsing. It's an empty triangle.
Yeah.
So rather than this, yeah, maybe something like this. And this way, the white's bottom is protected. It's a jump, nice. And now black will probably try to attack those stones. Maybe make a tiger's mouth. And here we are. Black cut you in two pieces, but you helped one of them first. Now you're helping the other one. And black has 3 stones in the middle. Black is going to go and try chasing you, and you're going to escape. How to escape? What's the next move? We've seen this shape today, by the way. It's not a crawl. No crawl.
Well, I want to go towards the middle,
Yeah.
and I could go to, what is it, H9.
Yes, that's the shape again. See? Again, it's the knight's move supported by an extra stone. So it becomes uncuttable. This cut doesn't work, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So that's a good shape. You're going towards the middle. You have an uncuttable perfect shape, and it's not quite clear actually who's attacking who. Those 4 black stones are running and attacking, but you're also kind of surrounding and attacking them. This is a fair fight, and I wouldn't say that somebody has a clear advantage here. So this is it. So point 1 is watch out for your cut points. Try to notice them when they appear, and when you have 1, maybe it's okay, but once you start getting more, notice that and maybe go back, spend an extra move, and protect. It looks like a slow move, but it will help you so much in the long run. You spend it now, and it's a long-term investment, because this one-time protection is going to save you from so much trouble, so much potential imaginary trouble in the future.
I have a question. Let's go a couple more moves.
Forward?
Yeah, forward.
Yes.
Where we had that.
Yeah, so at this point, you're doing this, but actually you're creating more cutting points. This one's a cut point, this one's a cut point, this one's a cut point, this one's a cut point. So unless you're just magically capturing the black stones, black is going to just poke through every hole and cut, and obviously with so many cutting points, something is going to collapse. Maybe everything. Like, for example, what black could do right now, the simplest thing is, go through, and if you connect, keep going through. And black has 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, and the white 4 stones have how many?
3.
3. So that's bad. That means that even if you do this one now, black can capture. But actually, this wouldn't have been the worst result, because this way you only give up 4 stones, but you strengthen everything else. Then you maybe fix the cutting point here, like this or like this, and that's not a bad situation. Yes, you gave up some stones, but only 4, but everything else is fixed. This is maybe the most difficult thing I've shown you in this entire lesson, because thinking like this in terms of, okay, something is going to die, but I want to make sure that not everything dies. So you choose something that you're going to give to your opponent, and you give it willingly until it becomes too late and he captures the whole thing. So in this case, we chose the 4 stones and we gave them up. And this is much better compared to giving the 2 stones, and now black pushes, and black should not do this. Black should cut here and then here and take those stones. That's much bigger. This is a ladder, and black cannot escape. That would have been big, but instead black makes the mistake of taking only 1 point, only 1 stone. So you give it up, and now you have a chance to protect. We need to choose which cutting point. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many. I don't remember. I don't remember what you played in the game. Do you?
No, I don't remember. But at this point, probably try G7.
G7, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. G7, maybe G7. Yeah, okay. But I guess with the idea that again, at this point, I'm already thinking, okay, four cutting points. That's way too many. That's not two. That's four. So maybe if black tries to capture something, maybe we'll have to compromise and give something up, because saving everything is difficult. In the game, you play this one, which is an end game move, first line, and what's worse, not fixing any of the cutting points. And that is exactly how such games are lost. When you fail to realize that you have many cutting points, and then, of course, now black cuts through any of them, actually. Any cut is okay, and everything will collapse. So, yes, right now, maybe this one, and it seems to work. If black cuts this way, what do you do? Tactical question.
G3.
Okay, yes, G3 works, but maybe can you capture that stone? Is there a way to capture it?
Well, H5,
Mm-hmm. And
then he's going to extend,
yeah,
and now G3.
yeah, and this is the ladder. This is a ladder. But you're right in thinking that maybe this is a possible answer. Just connect, because when you do this, maybe black has the option of not going here, because black is not stupid. This is a clear bad move, and it's death. So maybe black is going to do this one
Yeah.
and give you that.
And now
stone,
you do.
and then save this, and I'll take the lower stone. So maybe, yeah, you have a point. Rather than playing this one, maybe if you want to save the whole thing, maybe connect here, black extends, and then you save the lower stones by some kind of jump, something like this, and then you prepare to save the center. And what about if black cuts here? What do you do?
Yeah, now you're in trouble if you don't, you can't ignore that. So, I think you have to go to F9.
F9, okay, here.
And now I think you can go to H8.
Yeah, and it's a ladder. It's a ladder. It's a ladder again. And you're lucky that it works. And yeah, but if it didn't work, then I think it would be fine to just give up those stones, get Sente, and take a big point somewhere else. Just forget about those 7 stones. It's just 7 stones. It's 14 points. So just give them up, take the initiative, and play the big point. Also possible. Because this way you're giving up 7, but take the initiative. If you take that stone, you're saving 7 stones, but black has the initiative. That's the difference. Oh, so that's one thing to watch out for when you're playing games. Watch out for the cut points. If it's just one, usually not a problem. Your opponent cuts, you can manage it. But once it gets 2 and over 2, that means you have to pay very close attention, and probably to get yourself out of trouble before trouble even begins, protect one of them nicely with a nice shape, not necessarily just a direct connection, but maybe a tiger's mouth or something, and then everything's going to be fine. And
Okay.
and your shapes, your stones won't collapse just so easily. Because here black pushes and Ataris, and you go down, and again another this, and see, you could have captured like this in a ladder, right? Black goes up,
Yeah.
Ladder, again. You know this. It's a ladder. You can read this. Of course, black doesn't have to go up like a stupid player. Black could now maybe play this one and prepare the double Atari. So you will have to give something up anyway. Yes, it's inevitable. If black plays like this, if you save that, double Atari, terrible. So you would need to probably just protect this, protect the lower side, and allow black to take one stone and the 7 stones, and just let go, and keep playing as if it never happened. Just pretend it was a nightmare. It was a bad dream. Yeah, so black cuts, takes this, and see, more cutting points. So you're giving up stones, but you're not fixing cutting points. You still have 1, 2, 3. And of course, the cut is going to happen.
Cut.
You don't fix it. First line move again. First line. No, this is the big move, not the first line. You play first line, cut. Still cut. Cut. Atari. Take.
Yeah, I
Cut.
just,
Keep cut, keep cutting. Yeah. So, well, at this point, it's already beyond saving, but that's how. That's the way such games are lost typically. It's not about some magical moves that you haven't found, or some incredible Tsuji or anything like this, or some difficult life and death puzzles. No, it's just watching for your opponent's cut points and your own. If your opponent has too many, cut. If you have too many, protect. Simple as it is.
yeah.
Okay, let me stop the recording here.